I got a message from someone asking why their spells aren't working. Um, so there's one of two reasons why your spells won't work. The first one is, in order to be able to harness the powers of the universe for the purposes of manifestation, it has to have been in your bloodline for at least 12 generations. At least 12 generations of the members of your family have to have been master manifestors and master harnessers of energy within the universe. The second reason is you haven't earned enough Dharma points in the universe. When you take energy from the universe to cast and conjure your manifestation, you bring imbalance to the universe if you haven't earned enough karmic points, which means that in order to receive rewards from it, you have had to have put enough rewards out, enough good energy out. It has to be of pure intention. It has to be without thought, without consciousness. You do good deeds because you're a good person, therefore you get Dharma. You do bad deeds because you're a bad person, therefore you get karma. You see? So imagine the bank. I always say it's like the bank of the universe. You take a withdrawal from the bank of the universe. So you have to be a good enough person of pure intention and pure heart so that when you ask the universe to take a withdrawal of energy, you have an overabundance of energy that you have earned, that you have saved up in the form of Dharma coins, so that when you make your withdrawal, you're not going into overdraft. You see what I mean? Because then when you go into overdraft, you bring an imbalance to the universe, and then therefore it becomes karma because the universe has to bring and restore balance where you took it out. So if your spells aren't working, you haven't done enough good things with pure intention in order to receive your Dharma. If you try to fake being a good person, if you try to, because see, you can't lie in the creation frequency. The creation frequency cannot lie. You can be dishonest and wear a mask to everyone on the planet and fool everyone on the planet, but you will never fool the universe and you cannot fool the gods. So you can run around pretending to do wonderful things for charity in order to earn your Dharma coins. But if it isn't of pure intention, if you're not doing it because it's just in you to want to do it, then that becomes karma. Do you see what I mean? You have to be... Am I asleep? I mean, I was asleep when my phone went ping. Oh, I'm probably asleep. So, you have to understand how energy works. In proportion to the universe as well, because you get back what you send out. If you send out false intention, that comes back as negative energy. That will come back as karma to teach you the lesson that everything you do when it comes to spell work and harnessing the powers of the universe for casting and conjuring, it has to be pure intention. It can never be to control another person. It can never be for anything, any kind of reward that you know you haven't earned. So if you're like the average person that occasionally does a good thing, but you are asking the universe, if you're doing spell work, to get the job of a CEO when you work as the janitor, and I'm not saying, you know what I mean, like if you look at it from an energy perspective, if your I don't want to say this without getting it sounding wrong. If you look at it from a hierarchy perspective in a city corporate bank, okay, and you're the janitor, but you want to be the CEO of the company, you have to put in the hard work and effort in order to earn the right to get the job. There are plenty of people out there that started as janitors that now run corporate businesses. It's got nothing to do with the job. I'm just using it as a visual example. If you look at it from the purposes of energy, if you haven't put out enough energy to earn the reward of being a CEO, if you haven't done the work, you will not receive the reward for the effort that you put in. And when it comes to spell work, you are taking energy from the universe that might not be yours to take, in which case it will result in karma because you're basically robbing the bank. Do you see what I mean? So, either work on yourself and start being a better person, and stop using spell work for things that you haven't earned the right to have. Or if you're doing your spell work to try and control a person or control a situation, then it's going to come back on you. You're not going to achieve it. It will come back on you. And what you send out will come back tenfold. Or if that's not the case, then trust your intuition. And every time you feel the need to want to say something nice to someone or do something nice for someone, just because it feels good to do it, then do it, because then that earns up your Dharma points. And then you'll know when the time is right to do your casting, because you'll feel it in your gut. And yeah, the other thing is maybe do your family tree, your genealogy, and see how far back your ability to spellcast or conjure goes. If you're Indigenous, it's going to go a lot further than someone who is a witch. With Wick people, with us, us Indigenous Wick, although Wick is by definition Indigenous, our ability to harness energy from the universe goes back for millennia, thousands and thousands of years. It's in our genetic bloodline. It's like our, what do you call it? It's like the combination lock, like it's in our genetics to do it, to have it. But if you're a witch, it might not go so far back, because witches come from Europe, mainly like, Eastern Europe and like Scandinavia, and the UK. And their generations don't go back as far as someone who is like African or Amazonian or Maori or Egyptian, that sort of thing. Maori people genetically originate from Egypt. That's why my gift is as powerful as what it is, because I'm like basically double Egyptian. I'm Polynesian Egyptian. Polygyptian. But genetically, Maori people originate from Egypt, so I'm double Egyptian. But it's all in the bloodline, it's all in your genetic codes, and it's all in how much money you've saved up in the bank of the universe in the form of Dharma and karma. Because you cannot lie to the universe. The creation frequency cannot exist in anything other than truth. Okay, so I hope that helped, and thank you for your question. I thought it was a brilliant question to ask, and I love your guys' questions coming in, so keep it going. Okay, have a beautiful day, guys. Mwah.